All right, guys, welcome to another episode of the Craving Wild podcast. This is a emergency episode. We got news that it's big news that we didn't really want to hear. Delaware has banned trail
Womp,
camera use.
womp, womp.
See, that's the sound we were trying to look for on the soundboard. I couldn't find it. Delaware banned trail camera usage on public lands. So that's their WMAs, their state lands, their forest lands, and sucks for us because we were about to go put cameras out down there like in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So our whole game plan has changed. We got we'll go through the room, do a round table, and then we got a special guest on the phone for actually, Jase, you're the first person. This is the first time you've been on
repeat.
twice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're like some kind of special or something.
Yeah.
All right. So Dan talking,
Eddie.
Emily.
and then Jase. Just let them know real quick who you are and what you do.
Name's Jase Otto. I work for Exodus Outdoor Gear, and we're a direct-to-consumer trail camera company and also arrow company. As of about last summer, we started manufacturing our own arrows.
So having you on here is very important because obviously you have the inside scoop. You work directly for a company that is that makes trail cameras. And
Yep.
how does this? How do you feel about these bans that are going on now all of a sudden? And how do you feel about the fact that they're on the East Coast?
It definitely scares me just to see that, especially it coming over the East Coast, like you just said. Just to see what states are next. I've heard, there's other states that are talking about it now, and hopefully it is in Ohio because that would be unfortunate. But yeah, I don't really agree with it. I think the people that are deciding these decisions don't really know anything about hunting or trail cameras in any way, and they're getting kind of information that isn't very, I don't know. I was reading up on some of the reasons like why Delaware outlawed them, or not just because like for just different reasons or whatever, but some of the reasonings were just kind of stupid to me, honestly. So
They really are.
I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me, honestly. They're a tool, and it's really just how you use it. I don't really think the way they think they're used isn't really how they are used by hunters. So
Yeah, I would agree 110% with that. What do you think it would do to the industry?
like if they outlawed everywhere.
Well, if it started growing each, because if PA would hit, first off, I'm going to be really upset, but like that takes, I'd imagine PA is pretty big for you guys too.
Yeah, I mean Ohio, PA, those are. I mean I fulfill all the orders, so I'm seeing where everything's being shipped to.
Yeah.
Those are probably two of the biggest states we sell our products to. But obviously we know we sell all over the country and some out of the country, Canada. I sent cameras to Australia a couple
Cool.
weeks ago.
That's cool.
Yeah, but yeah, so all over the place. But I don't know. It definitely affect us. I guess it helps that we are expanding our company into the archery aspect. So it does broaden us as a company to have more products besides just trail cameras. But for right now, trail cameras are our main thing. So that would definitely. I mean, obviously, there's still going to be the private use guys, like private land. I would hope it would never come to a point where you wouldn't be able to use trail cameras on private ground. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of frustrating.
But
It is. I can't see them banning it on private land. I mean, how can they tell? I mean, it is the government's like
Yeah.
tell us everything now what to do.
Yeah.
But I feel like
I
too
wouldn't think
also. Go ahead, buddy. Sorry.
No, I was just saying I wouldn't think they would, but I would hope it would never come to that.
Yeah. Right. Right. Also too, and I've used them before the trail cams as like a home at your house. You could also use them for
Yeah,
that.
just for
Security
or whatever.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we have probably like 3 just out in the parking lot at work and stuff. Some of them are test cameras and stuff, that we're messing with.
Right.
But they also come in handy for security. We can see if anyone's pulling in and out of the parking lot.
For sure. Emily, do you want to go through
Yeah, we
and
could
just
do that.
yeah, start at the top? So Delaware. So this morning they released a thing on their government page that they're banning trail cameras, and they gave a list of just reasons behind the decision. And I think another scary thing, and Jase, I think we might have touched this a little bit on the Kansas one in the episode, your last episode, on how quick this happened and how quiet it was.
Yeah.
I think that's the scariest part. Like there was no like, hey, we're having a discussion about trail cameras. It was hey, this month we're talking about trail cameras, and then next month, like, or a week later, they're banned.
Literally, I just sent that message to you the other morning, like what, a week ago at most,
Yeah.
and boom, it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, you sent me that that article last week or whatever, and they had already had the meeting pretty much talking about it. I think it just hadn't been fully went through until whenever it did. But
Yeah, and it's funny.
yeah, I'd never heard anything about it. It's just kind of same with Kansas. It was just kind of under everyone's nose, and boom, all of a sudden
There it was.
and nobody gets to kind of have a say or defend it or anything like that.
Yeah. I don't like that. That's scary.
It's not cool.
No, and I can
Yeah.
foresee like maybe some of the
Not
New
cool.
England states might be those ones that are on the border, like states that are the similar size. Maybe even Maryland. I don't know.
Maryland could get busted, probably.
Yeah. Go ahead, Emily.
You want to talk about the factors as to why they did this?
Yeah.
Let's hear their
Okay.
garbage.
They're garbage. Okay, so this is from Delaware Department of Natural Resources and Environmental Control and the Delaware Department of Agriculture. First, there is an acknowledgement that trail cameras are a technological advancement in hunting and are used successfully by many Delaware hunters for harvesting deer.
Okay, so that's a statement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. I'm glad.
All right.
That's a good. That's a plus in my opinion. Good.
Yeah.
It just says that they considered that. So I
Oh, they
mean,
can- they
they're
just
just
considered
putting
it.
that first to try to like.
Butter us up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next thing is proliferation of the cameras deployed on public lands. Based on a 2021-2022 survey of Delaware hunters, the DNREC Division of Fish and Wildlife estimates that approximately 11.1% of the hunters on state wildlife areas use trail cameras and deploy on average 2.3 cameras per hunter.
Just
Baby numbers.
yeah. I don't.
I really want to know where they got these numbers from. How do they know
Yeah.
how many people are using Well, they know because they did that survey, which was they did that mandatory.
You had to.
They didn't say it was a survey.
No, it was you had to. It was like your tree stand. You had to put a tree. You had to put a number on it that's visible. Which I want to know how you fucking see something. Well, especially us, we put our trail cameras up
Yeah,
in the air. So I don't know how you're gonna see this number
it's like that they just
10, 12
stumble
feet
into
in
it.
the air.
Yeah.
And first off, you're probably going to have to find it because it's 10, 12 feet in the air.
Yeah, so all they were doing was collecting data for
This
ulterior, like an ulterior motive, pretty
Yeah.
much.
But how are they going to say there was an increase
Alternative.
in cameras deployed if they did a survey for
1 year.
2021 and 2022 season?
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
So they
Very
did a
good
1 year,
point.
a one season survey
There
and
was an
said
increase on the
there's
1
too
year.
many. We're moving too far up the
Good
ladder
statistics. That's great math. That's
Yeah.
great math.
That's
This is why we brought the smart one for this
that's all I-
episode. Go ahead, Jason.
That's only 1 year surveys that they did. Like, were they doing surveys before that, or is it just last year they did one survey and all of a sudden they're like, that's too many? This year they-
We've been hunting it for what, 2 years, 3 years?
3 years.
3 years, and we never had a survey about how many cameras we use. We just had that thing where you had to like put in your information and tell them like what state or what areas you were going to be hunting in, and if
Yeah.
you were using cameras
Yeah.
or just tree stands.
Yeah, and then they gave you a number.
You're right, and you're supposed to like, either write it on there, just like most states, you got to put your name and stuff and license number on your tree stands. It's
Yeah.
pretty much the same concept. They just gave you a number instead, and you just wrote the number on there.
here. All right. An increasing number of complaints from hunters about trail camera use on public lands. Many of these complaints are associated with the ownership, exclusive use of a particular portion of state land once cameras are established there, thus excluding other hunters from using that area. Other complaints are about the constant disturbance of an area by hunters, frequently checking and moving their trail cameras.
All right.
So
This is like
11.1% of the hunters are using 2.3 cameras per hunter.
And
They're talking about the ownership and exclusive use.
So basically,
stipulation.
basically what they're saying is people are laying claim to this is my spot, which is no different than
A tree stand.
Yeah.
People do that all the time. They post up and this is my spot. And then I'm pretty sure you're supposed to take tree stands out on state ground in Delaware, but how many tree stands do we find?
A ton.
So it's people, this is my spot. So you better not do it to tree stands. What the hell?
How do you feel about that, Jase?
I think the part about like human intrusion or whatever, saying people coming in checking cameras a lot, to me that doesn't really make sense because I mean obviously now more people are using cell cameras, so you put that cell camera there one time and you're never going back in there to check it, even if it is an SD card camera. I mean, you may go in every few weeks to check it, but if you can't use any cameras during season, you're going to want to be doing a bunch more in-season scouting because you can't run cameras. So
Correct.
there's going to be more guys that are going to be moving around during season. So there's going to be guys getting mad because some guy's going to be sitting in a tree stand, and another guy's going to want to be doing in-season scouting. He's going to walk by and piss off that guy in the tree stand. That's going to be a problem. I mean, that's how I think about it. I mean, if you can't use cameras, I mean, that's just going to be, I mean, yeah, you can, I mean, if you're going into a new spot blind, like you don't know the area, some guys may know the area and know where to hunt every year. So yeah, might not need cameras, but if you're coming in new, you can't run cameras, you're going to want to be doing a lot of in-season scouting, moving around.
Very true.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I didn't think about doing the in-season scouting and guys are going to be in tree stands going, what the, like these, there's just dudes walking around looking for whatever.
Yeah.
Because you haven't had that time to.
You're looking for.
I mean, you could scout it off season too, but I mean, there's only so much you can learn from that.
And feeds changing during season, so if you're following feed.
Yeah.
Interesting. So I can see the ownership thing, but once again, there's no difference in the tree stand.
And you're not there constantly to enforce that.
Yeah.
Like, who are you to say?
Yeah. And I've never really had an incident, even with tree stands. I mean, heck, where I killed my buck this year on public land, where I had the camera, where I had my buck on camera, another guy hung a camera less than 5 feet away, facing the same scrape. I mean, I wasn't. I mean, I was like, yeah, that's kind of whatever, but I wasn't gonna get mad about it. It's public ground. He can hang his camera there too if he wants to.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
feel like that goes with tree stands. Like, just because somebody has a stand there, I feel like a lot of people just think that implies that that's that guy's spot. I've never had a run in. I mean, maybe you guys have, or somebody.
No, I've never had a run in, but I just see the tree stands there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I get it. You may respect, maybe like don't hunt there, but they're not always gonna be there. And
no, you're 100% right. No, I've hunted plenty. 20, 25 yards away. Just
if I didn't hunt near a tree stand in New Jersey, I'd never be able to hunt.
Exactly, yeah. So I think that goes the same with cameras. Just because there's a camera there doesn't mean you can't hang a camera there or hunt there.
Right. Yeah, I've never had issues with cameras, and I've had the same situation with you, Jase, where guys, I got pictures of Eddie too. Got pictures of guys hanging cameras, and most of the time when you get there, the cameras are gone because they just move on, or they see your camera and they're like, oh, okay. They kind of respect the idea there's somebody there, and I don't know. I feel like it kind of spreads guys out and makes. I view it like if I'm in the woods and I see someone's camera, I go somewhere not with the idea that it's their land, but if a guy's in there putting scent down, putting cameras down, I don't know how, in detail he is with scent control or access and stuff like that. So I'm just going to go somewhere else because I know he's kind of quote unquote polluting the area. That's kind of
exactly. And you can also use cameras as a tool to help you. Like, no, this is where some people might be hunting.
Right.
And maybe you don't want to be there, so you can go over there.
Right.
but if there's no cameras, you wouldn't really be able
Well,
to
their
know
next point that they
without
talk about,
seeing.
people want privacy.
Yeah,
so
that actually what you just said is like another point that they make, and
people
they kind
want
of twist it.
privacy on public land. What are you doing?
They say privacy concerns due to documented use of trail cameras for monitoring human behavior at public parking areas and on popular hiking trails.
Man,
Don't smoke weed in the state parking lot, or heroin.
yeah.
Oh, you can't smoke
Yeah.
heroin, right?
I have
Like
no
I saw a
idea.
dude doing that the other day. I ran over top of. I went for a run and on this hiking bike trail and ran. I had to run around a dude and I didn't see what he was doing, but he had a torch in his hand. And as I ran around him, he had just taken a shit right next to him, right in the middle of the trail, and I almost stepped in it. So
But a
And he
trail
was just
camera is
sitting there.
terrible.
yeah,
yeah, but he can sit there and take a shit in the middle of the trail.
yeah,
Oh my god.
and have a torch, going doing God knows what.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing, but he was having a good time.
So for me, this one I just say make it a rule that you can't put trail cameras on. You can't monitor property or parking lots. That solves that issue.
Yeah.
Just like you
Yeah.
can't hunt from a parking lot. You
understand
can't.
that.
Yeah, like okay, privacy. I get it. Blah blah blah. Whatever.
Yeah, but
But doesn't the state hang cameras in the parking lots to see
They-
what people are doing?
yeah, kinda. That's what I was told, but I don't know. I could be wrong. But even so, I think they should, because the amount of garbage that we find down in Delaware is retarded.
It is.
It is. There's so much.
Do you have that problem, Jase, with like public land parking lots or like trash? It's just trash.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. We actually, one day at work, we went around and picked up trash last year, multiple different parking lots, and we filled up. I mean, in a couple hours, probably filled up 10, 20 bags.
That's crazy.
It's
Yeah.
pretty bad. Everyone just used it as dumping spots and
Yep.
Yeah.
dump all your trash. Dump carcasses right off the parking lot.
Yep. That happens
Mhm.
often. Yep.
All right, so that one's stupid. Next.
Well, I think also it says popular hiking trails, so like what if someone's
I mean, I
trying to
don't
use the
think many-
bathroom or something? They don't
Look in the
want it to be
trees
on
like I do.
camera. True. Okay.
Well, I guess they don't know any different.
I mean, I can't understand that, but I've taken a lot of dumps in the woods, and I don't think anybody's ever
You're
got
not
me on
worried
camera.
about someone saving
So-
those photos.
No, not really. No.
So treat it. They wouldn't see anything anyway.
Oh.
So do. Sorry, it was just too perfect. Just do it like they do camping. Okay, you can't if you can't pitch a tent within 150 feet of a trail. Say, oh, you can't use a trail camera within 50 yards of a trail. A human like a documented
A
human
hiking
trail.
trail.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay, problem solved.
Yeah.
I
And the
wouldn't think
documented's a
many
good
people
word.
would be hanging cameras on a hiking trail.
See, I don't either. I don't waste my cameras on parking lots and hiking trails. I just don't. Just not.
To me, that's a good way to get them
I mean-
stolen.
Yeah, I think it's.
Yeah, exactly.
nonsense.
I'm putting them where I've seen the least human traffic.
Yeah.
Maybe we're doing it wrong. I don't know. Well, Jace has killed like what'd you kill? 190 something?
Yeah,
Damn.
I got lucky. Yeah.
No, you didn't get lucky.
So
That
humble. All right, next point. Illegal activities that include the cutting and removal of vegetation from state land when installing a trail camera. Trail cameras also interfere with habitat management and maintenance, during which time they either must be avoided or may be inadvertently destroyed.
so if it gets destroyed, that's the person's problem.
Yeah,
It is what it is. Yeah.
Um,
If your camera gets destroyed, you just call Jace. They have a program. You can get it figured out.
By
It's-
Exodus.
Yeah. I don't know. What are guys using chainsaws to clear lanes for trail cameras nowadays?
Man, I've broken
I
a
don't feel like anybody's doing that.
break a couple sticks here and there, but
Yeah.
what's the difference?
If it's really like I'm not putting it there because you're gonna get
Yeah,
14,000
I think
photos.
I think the amount of damage anybody's doing to clear for trail cameras wouldn't be enough to damage any type of habitat.
Nah,
Yeah,
that's
no.
a stretch.
I don't think anybody's cutting trees down and clearing shooting lanes for a trail camera.
No.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
I mean, I think everyone, like you said, probably just breaking sticks and stuff, but I don't know. That kind of seems like a far-fetched reason.
Yeah, that's stretching it.
A little bit.
You ready for the next one?
Next.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I think this is the last one. Ethical issues associated with using cellular trail cameras for trophy hunting to the extent that the Boone and Crockett Club, keeper of the big game records, does not recognize animals taken by hunters helped in their harvest by cellular trail cameras.
Do you think Boone and Crockett realized that they were going to kill trail camera industry by making that ruling?
No.
Or potentially could. Hopefully we don't get that far.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's another stretch of the imagination with this. So I don't know this. I don't know numbers, but how many Boone and Crockett deer are killed in Delaware a year?
I don't know. But why are we basing laws off of like Boone and Crockett score sheets?
Well, yeah, no, but I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, no, yeah, I agree. I don't know, but it's probably not high. What about Pope and Young? Can you, or is everything, or does Pope and Young just go by the?
No idea. Haven't shot nothing that big, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't get to shoot 190s every day.
Yeah, Jase. Yeah, I don't get the correlation here at all.
No, and if I want a trophy hunt, that's my decision. Or if I want to just go kill management deer, quote unquote management deer, that's my decision. If I just want to go shoot does, that's my decision. Whether I don't see how that should affect.
Yeah, Boone and Crockett doesn't acknowledge does, so can I still use? I'm only using trail cameras for does.
Yeah. Bucks just happen to come by.
Yeah, well, and even if they do, they might identify as a 6-pointer or doe.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
either way,
I don't understand that.
I don't get it.
Another lame
Yeah,
stretch the imagination.
it.
And it's like frustrating to me. Like,
I just don't understand. I don't understand the principle behind any of it. Because we run camera, and especially you, Jase. Like, you guys have a camera company, so I can imagine how many cameras do you guys run per year?
what do you physically run?
Like last year, I probably had about 25, 30.
Yeah.
How about the whole team, like combined?
This year, I don't know, a lot, hundreds.
Hundreds.
100.
And how many altercations have any of you guys had while running cameras?
Like with people
Yeah.
on public land?
Yeah.
None.
None.
I mean, I've gotten a couple stolen, but
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, I mean,
And that's like super far in between nowadays, I think. Like,
yeah. I think we've adapted to the point where,
yeah.
yeah.
If I get stolen, it's because I walked away from it saying, you might get taken.
Yeah. I run on an average right around 50. I usually lose 3 or 4 or 5 a year. Like last year, I was a bad year for me. I lost like 9 cameras. Not like they died, whatever. They were shitty ones.
Yeah.
And I've never had a problem with people fucking with my cameras. I've never had a problem with like altercations because of a camera location. I've never had, and I've seen very, very few cameras. And I know, like, the one particular piece of property that we hunted a lot, we know of 5, 6, 7 guys who ran a shit ton of cameras up there.
Yeah,
And rarely did you ever come across the camera.
Yeah. Well, even Delaware, we rarely run into a damn person.
Yeah, what'd they say, 2.3 cameras per person?
Yeah.
Per hunter, and it's 11.1% of hunters.
I mean, I don't run into nobody.
Yeah, I don't even, that's like such a, I've never seen a camera there.
I don't run. No, I did, but then people put cameras in right where I was at.
Yeah.
So I gathered up and skedaddled.
Was that camera still there when you picked your camera up?
The dude that hung it like 10 foot in front of mine?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was still there. But remember the guys that were baiting and feeding?
Which is illegal in
Well,
Delaware.
yeah, which you're not allowed to do. That's why I gathered up and skedaddled. But, you know.
So how many guys do you think are going to still be running cameras in Delaware? On public land?
Oh, you're going to have the people
Probably
who push the
not.
envelope.
Yeah.
yeah.
Our luck, we go down there and do that, we're fucked. We're going to walk out la-di-da to the
Yeah.
freaking parking lot, and there's going to be a ranger there and be like, hey, bud.
Yeah. I find it funny that, so somebody was in the meeting, this Delaware meeting where they talked about the state, potentially discussing or potentially banning trail cameras. And there was a couple bulletins that they didn't put on this to the public. And I wonder why. Do you have those?
Yes, I do.
I wonder why they didn't put them on there. I wonder if it was bullshit. Because one of them was like, what? They were claiming that there was a camera every 36 acres, I think it was. And that just seems ridiculous to me.
I did have it. Why did I?
Also, Realtree put out for the top overall states for the Boone and Crockett whitetails per square mile since 2008. So it's 2008 to 2018
So
study.
okay, can we pause?
Pin that?
That's 2008 to 2018.
Yeah.
So this is a 10-year study.
Yeah.
This is how studies are
For
supposed to be done.
Delaware, well, okay, point taken. Delaware, they had 6 total entries.
6. We're basing a trail camera ban on 6 fucking deer that got killed.
Wisconsin had 712.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So
They with the 11%, they actually gave a number for it, and it was 778 hunters, which sounds like
so that's about 1,500 trail cams.
it just sounds so low.
Yeah.
Sounds unbelievably low.
So
For how many square miles of land?
68,000
Yeah.
Interesting.
is what they claim they have to hunt. Huntable land.
And it says, well, that's another one they didn't put in. That's the next bulletin. Thus, approximately 1,863 cameras are being used state wildlife areas, or 1 camera for every 36.5 acres, which I think is a pretty nice chunk. I mean, if you give me 40 acres, I'll take that.
Yeah, most people would kill to have 40 acres somewhere. That's an average though. So
Now some of them I do understand. Some people are putting them on refugees and stuff like that. Like,
but is that going to change? Like, that's still illegal. It was illegal, and people are still going to do it.
more than likely, yes, 100%. But I can understand. Like, again, I can understand that as like maybe okay,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. That sounds like that's a case of somebody screwing it up for everybody else.
Yeah. What else? Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. And they also acknowledge that people derive recreational pleasure from using them.
I do like looking at deer photos.
So do I. I like looking at critter photos.
Yeah.
I have a whole folder of critter photos.
They want to stop your happiness.
Yeah.
Put an end to that
Dun,
fun.
dun, dun, dun. I think that's about it. Yeah, I think that's it. Everything else is
Is on there.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know.
it's not a novel action. Which I don't really understand what that means. It says 5 other states ban the use of trail cameras on public properties, and several other states are currently considering such a ban.
Well, I wish Pennsylvania would take that philosophy on Sunday hunting and do it because everybody else does it.
I mean, that would be pretty cool.
Can you guys can hunt on Sundays, right? Jase?
Yeah. Yeah. In Ohio. Yeah.
Everybody around us can.
Yeah. At least we can run trail cameras. What would you take, trail cameras or Sunday hunting?
Sorry, I was swallowing
You're good.
tea. Give me my Sunday hunting. Give me
Yeah.
another day to go hunting.
Jase, what about you?
Actually, I lie. I totally lie. Give me my trophy cameras. I want my fucking cameras.
Yeah, probably cameras.
Yeah, I'm 100% cameras too.
Because I just remember I love my otters.
Yeah.
Freaking getting them pictures and videos is so cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you
I
guys
got
be
otter
cool?
pictures the other day.
Did ya?
Oh, sick.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like, would you be cool with it just banned during hunting season, or
I would understand that more,
right?
but I don't know that would really solve. I'd have a better acceptance of that, I think. Would I still be pissed? Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I would have a better acceptance because I don't even put my cameras out during the season too much.
Because you're moving based off of what the deer.
Correct. I'm already doing the in-season scouting. Now I lie. Now I use cellular cameras and I put them on scrapes, and then I go and, who's ever given me
Yeah.
good looks, I go take a check. But other than that, I don't. During season, so now I do have a problem with that because I do use them, the cell cams.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, I don't know.
I'm trying to be accepting, guys, and I just can't do it.
That's probably why they jumped straight to just banning it year round, because you start thinking, okay, like I'll take a little, and then
Yeah, no, you can't. I
they're
can't.
like, never mind.
Well, they did have a season to put out trail cameras. It started June 1st is when the season started. So you're already kind of quote unquote constricted a little bit. I mean, most people aren't going to put cameras
Well, that's
out.
why they put out the prelim beforehand.
Yeah. That would have sucked if we went down there June 1st to hang all of our cameras
Yeah.
and they banned them on the 5th.
Yeah.
So I don't know what we're going to put our
There would
cameras.
probably been a grace period there,
I would hope so.
but I'm just gonna wait till before season. Sorry, they're already out, bud. I can't get down there. I'm busy.
Yeah. I just don't understand. I'm trying to come up with logical reasonings, and I just can't.
Well, if it's anything like some of the departments and commissions around here, the people who meet up every month to hash out these decisions, they're appointed by political figures, like either the governor or the Senate and stuff. It's not someone who's heavily invested. They're more invested in like politics than
Oh, 100%.
like, yeah, they volunteer for wildlife recreation stuff and put that on their resume and everything, but they're not in it
No,
because they're in it for hunting reasons,
Right.
It's more clout kind of, or
It's the warm up
political
for
power.
bigger political.
Yeah, moving up somewhere else in your career.
So we're a pawn in this whole scheme.
So they're making decisions, and they don't have the same experience that the guy, who's been sitting out in the woods for the past 30 years has.
yeah, that's like
obviously.
the Gap not allowing trapping here. You
I don't understand that
can
either.
go over recreation area. I understand it's called recreation area. But how can I go over there and just unload my rifle, but I can't put a foothold, or
Or you can just
I
take
can't
a shit in the
trap
middle of the
beavers
trail.
off of that. I can't trap an otter off that river. Like,
Yeah, that doesn't make
and it's
sense.
run by some, I don't know, some lady or some dude, but some moron who don't understand.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a... Jase, do you think this is like any kind of anti-hunting push? Or do you think it's like negligence of knowledge, like kind of what...
Knowledge, just like
of
you
knowledge,
said.
yeah, like what Emily was saying.
Probably both.
A little bit of both.
honestly. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I think it's just people that don't know anything about it that are just, just have the position and sign their signature and pass laws they don't know anything about. They just kind of hear like the outside views. They're like, oh yeah, that does seem like it would be an invasion of privacy, and then they just,
Yeah, true.
just little things like that, and like they don't. So I don't think there's really much thought that really goes into it, and plus they don't really tell anybody, so like nobody can do anything to kind of defend it.
Yeah.
It just should be implied that with public land, there's no expectation of privacy. Like it goes.
You would
Yeah,
think.
and that
You would
doesn't
think, yeah.
make sense. Like it's public land. Like there's
Yeah.
gonna be people there.
Yeah.
Like
I get pissed off when the dog walkers just walk through the place. Why am I?
Yeah.
Should not be allowed to walk dogs in on public ground.
yeah.
I get pissed off when I go to
Something you can't
Walmart and there's
take-
other people there.
But
But
I
guess
mean, you
what?
can't take pictures or anything like with your phone of anything.
Right.
You can't videotape anything.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, people are constantly videotaping other
Yeah.
people doing things out in
Taking
public without their
pictures,
consent,
yeah.
and that's fine. But
and
Yeah,
you
but
get
it's true.
videotaped everywhere you go. Like everywhere you go in public, you're being videotaped 24/7.
But deep in the bush, nope.
Can't have it.
Can't have it deep in the
Can't
bush.
have it. You're not allowed to have no pictures of rhododendron
Private
or
spa-
squirrels.
Oh, good.
I just had a question. I forgot it now. God damn it. See, if I was drinking, that would have never happened.
I
I'm
call
sure.
B.
But
I
I
wonder
would-
how the
bullshit.
enforcement side of that would go. Like,
I feel bad for the wardens that
What
have
do
to
they-
handle this, to deal with this.
yeah, because sometimes like you don't agree with those laws, and then you're like, all right, well, I'm just gonna, kind of shoo this guy out of here or whatever. Like, how
Right.
am I gonna? Because maybe they're on that side. They're like, hey, I would have trail cams out right now too if I could. So
Yeah. Oh, that's one of my thing. Like bird watchers. Jase, how many? I don't even know if you would know this, but do you guys get like very many people who aren't hunters who are using trail cameras in the woods?
Yeah.
So they're screwed too, right?
Not maybe just in the woods, but I don't know what some people do with them. Just kind of random uses. People use them to like monitor varmints in their yard or just
Right.
monitor stuff in the woods. But
Yeah, watch their bird
I
feeder.
mean, I don't know. People, yeah, stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. I guess if wouldn't be able to use them to bird watch on public if they wanted to.
I mean, I've stumbled across YouTube videos where like people just put a camera on video and just put it on like a log on a creek crossing, and they just let it run all year and then make
Yeah,
like a
it's
short film out of it.
Pleasurable. It's cool as shit.
Mm.
The
I don't
guy
know
who
if they
used,
hunt, but
yeah, I doubt. I don't. Who knows? I mean, that's just cool if you like animals and critters. And again, I've said this before. Everybody should enjoy it some way, shape, or form. You know,
Yeah.
it's something everybody
Yeah.
should get to enjoy. And if you want to do it with cameras, you should be more allowed to. Like that's, you're not doing nothing. You're not doing nothing wrong.
the more I think about it, the more I don't know anybody. Like I physically don't know anybody who's against trail cameras.
No.
And like I feel like I know a good pile of people. Granted, yeah, it's biased a little bit because I'm into hunting, but
My mom loves trail cameras. Because dad walks back to the
I think
house and sees critters. You know.
go ahead, Jase.
I was just saying, I think like hunters that are against cell cameras or trail cameras and stuff in general, or maybe just cell cameras, I think they just all just comes from jealousy because they see people killing big deer that may use cameras and they can't kill big deer.
Yeah.
Right. So what's the next
That's what
excuse?
it
So
is.
Jace goes out and kills a 190 next year. What's the excuse now? He can't use cameras. What's he doing now?
And I never had pictures of. I wasn't even using trail cameras when I killed that deer either.
Was there even cameras like around when he killed it? I guess there was. They've been out for a while.
Yeah, yeah. I was just younger. I never really used cameras yet.
Well, yeah. When you're
just kinda happened.
when you're young, you can't afford to be running a bunch of
Yeah,
cameras and
exactly.
batteries, and especially the batteries nowadays.
Yeah, that's crazy.
God damn.
Yeah, and even outside the jealousy of killing big bucks, older guys tend to shy away from the technology. My dad won't
Yeah.
use them
Change is
because,
bad. Technology's bad.
oh my goodness, they got my credit card information. They're gonna take,
Yeah.
take me for all my money.
The government's gonna know where my
This
spot
is not gonna work. I'm gonna walk out in the woods. It's not gonna work, and I'm gonna walk the whole way back. Well, that's part of it.
There's a lot of older guys though that use our cameras.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, they are
which
simple.
is kind of surprising. Yeah, but like it's kind of funny. Some of them are older guys and they've never used a camera before, and they go around to sell
yeah.
cameras.
Are they
And they have
using
no
them to
idea
track
how
the
to
deer,
use
or are
them
they
out.
just looking at like little bears walking around and stuff? You know?
Both. Some of them are hunters. Some people just want them for like security to monitor their house, and they've never used anything, so it's kind of complicated.
Are you
'cause
the guy that
they-
has to
they don't
explain to
know
them how to use them?
Not anymore.
Oh,
We have another guy. For
He's
that.
moved up in the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah, I just get to fix them whenever they break them.
I would much rather be fixing them than trying to fix people.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
me too.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine? No.
I hate the phone to begin with, and then to explain technology over the phone.
To somebody who has absolutely no idea
Yeah.
what's going on.
Oh yeah.
'Cause I've worked
I
at
did
a
it
bow
for
shop.
while.
Go ahead, buddy.
No, I was just gonna say I did it for a while, and it's like, you want to help people, and we're like-minded. Most of them are hunters, and you want to help them out, but so many people they get so rude, and it's like, man, I'm just trying to help you.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
I worked at a bow shop for 10 years and to help people with that stuff. And it's even in person, and it's just like it gets real old.
and they don't want to listen to.
Nope.
They think they're doing it the right way.
Yep.
Or
Or this is
Like, well, this
broken.
is
Give me a
how
new
my-
one.
yeah, that's the thing is most people would just say it's broken.
Yeah.
They don't even say or try to like run through a diagnosis on how to fix it or
Yep.
let us help them. They're like, it's broke. Send me a new one now.
It's oh man.
Box is still sealed. How the hell?
You didn't turn it on.
Yeah. Oh man, we've had people like ask questions like, I can't get pictures of my phone, and they haven't even registered it to the app or anything like that.
Have you ever had
It's
people
what-
like you ever have people like have a regular camera, like a stationary camera, and be like, "Oh, it's not sending me photos." Well, what-
No.
Do you
not
guys even
that,
have?
but-
You don't even have any regular cameras out right now, do you?
No, not at the moment. We were hoping to have it like this summer, but I think it's going to be delayed a little bit more. We are designing like a replacement Lift 2.
Ooh.
So could be the end of this year, maybe early next year.
Cool.
at the
I'd rather you
latest,
guys
so.
take the time and get the product
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty sweet.
Are you guys still running that deal?
Yeah, it's still going on. So we still have good amount of rivals and renders still in stock. We did discontinue the SP18. We ran out of stock of those, and we aren't getting any more. We're coming out with the new power source, and that should be hopefully within the next month or two. That'll be out.
Okay. I think
So,
that's next
kinda
for me.
similar
Is
to the.
Go ahead, bud.
I was just gonna say it's kind of similar to the solar panel that we have now, just higher capacity, a little bit bigger, maybe. We just have longer battery life, so. Be pretty
Yeah, I'm thinking about going the solar panel route on the cameras I run in private, because I feel a bit more comfortable running them on private. Do you run any solar panels on public?
Yeah, I do.
Do they stick out a lot? Like, do you get nervous about? Do it like?
Yeah, I mean, I try to hide them the best I can. I mean, anything I really do hang on public, it's at least usually 8 feet or higher, anyways.
Yeah.
So if I feel like if it's at least that high, I mean, I try to at least put it on the back side of where the camera's facing, at least.
Right.
Sometimes it might stick out, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It is
Well,
what
if,
it
and if
is.
they're gonna go
Some
get it
of
at
it's
8 feet,
expensive.
10 feet, at least I gotta work
Yeah.
for it. You don't just gotta walk up and.
They're gonna take the camera. They're gonna,
Yeah.
take everything. So
Yeah.
Just put little
But,
GPS
yeah, I
trackers.
definitely. Yeah, I start putting Apple tags and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely like the solar, especially with how expensive batteries are and everything.
Batteries suck.
Especially if you're putting it somewhere out of state. Like I still run cameras back in Indiana and stuff, so those I definitely put solar panels on, so I don't have to worry about battery life and any public that's a couple hours away that I hunt.
Right. That's smart, especially on the cell cams.
Yeah, for sure.
Might have to pick some of them up. Another expense.
You can write it off now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I could spend it on dumber stuff. So, where do you think this is going? The trail camera bans. What like? Do you think it's going to keep expanding?
Nowhere. I hope not. But I feel like it will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because literally, 2 weeks ago, I said to you, I really hope it doesn't come here, and you're like, nah. You reassured me that it wasn't, and then literally a couple days later.
Yeah, I convinced you pretty good.
Yeah, I thought, maybe I'm overthinking it. It won't get here.
I've been wrong, like horrifically wrong with my ideas have been so wrong this whole trip down this Delaware band. Because you were like, oh, do you think this is going to come in the East Coast? And I was like, no, it's not. Too many people, too much land. Not too many people, too much land. I don't really think it's going to be a problem. And then literally 2 weeks later,
Yeah.
bam, Delaware. And then we were like discussing whether or not they were going to implement it. And then Jase, you did more research too. And we were like, oh, it's just kind of a proposed thing. There's no law yet. And then I was like, oh, maybe they're talking about it to see what reaction, like people, like, the reaction they're going to get from people and shit like that. And, maybe next year, like maybe we still have 1 year left. 3 days later, bam, done. I don't know. I don't understand.
Ohio looks pretty safe bet, though. Division of Wildlife District 3 Manager Scott Angelo says there's been no discussion of enacting trail camera regulations from his organization.
Check PA.
I was trying to look for
Lady.
PA, but they
Sweet.
don't have... I thought Jase was from
He is.
Ohio. Okay, so
Yeah.
he might find this interesting. No official stance, but in our line of work, we will continually evolve technology. We have to evaluate and figure out how it fits into what our goals look like. So they're pretty content, I'd say. PA doesn't have anything about it.
Well,
It
they
just says that it's legal.
yeah, they don't even tell us what the seasons are until a week before the season.
Yeah, they probably couldn't make a decision to vote on something like that for about 15 years anyway, so.
Yeah, we're still working on the Sunday deal. They actually just posted how we can buy our doe tags now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid.
We
but
moved up a little bit in the world. We took
Yeah.
like a half a step.
That's the only thing I wish. So I don't know, Jason, if you're familiar with Pennsylvania, but we used to have those like pink envelopes.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And you would have to send them out.
Lucas, my roommate's from PA, so
Does he
yeah,
like?
it's
Does he
kinda
like the
stupid.
envelope thing, or does he not like it?
I don't know what his opinion on it. I just remember him telling me about it.
I love the pink envelope thing because
think
I have
it's-
it dialed.
Really?
Yeah, I know I take it to the post office at a specific day, specific time, and in my head, like them dumping it into the crate and then dumping the crate onto the skid on the conveyor and then into the car and then wherever it's got to go. It
Stands the best chance.
Yes, and I've gotten like 3 dough tags every year. that I
My
started
dad
this
does
new-
that with my nephew. He makes my nephew walk out to the freaking mailbox and put all the tags in. And like that's his, yep, we're going to get him this year. You have leftover every round.
Yeah,
You're gonna get
it.
'em.
You're definitely gonna get it. How's the dough tag allotment in Ohio?
I think it's pretty much. I think it's just by county, how many you can buy, but you don't have to like put in like anything like that. You can just buy tags.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty cool. I think Delaware, you just get 4 dough tags with.
Yeah, you buy your hunting license, you get 4 doe tags with
Yeah.
and a buck tag.
Can't use cameras though.
I think if you buy the bundle in Ohio, I think you get like 1 buck tag and 1 doe tag or something. Then you can buy an additional doe tags after. I can't remember how it is by county though.
Okay.
I know that's how Indiana was. It was just like by county.
Yeah. We're by WMU.
Yeah. Which is like, I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure, I know a couple guys in Iowa, and they do it by county, and one guy was like, oh yeah, they give out 400 doe tags in that county. 400. How many did they give out in our at WMU? 45,000 last year. 48,000.
More than that.
Was it more than that?
Yeah.
60,000.
Easy. Yeah.
I thought it was.
Well,
a little
I
lower.
just looked at that number on Outdoor News.
I know. I screenshotted to see how much it changes and if they're lying about how it's changing. Now I'm like all sketchy about like not trusting what they're saying on these goddamn like. Now I'm not gonna fill any surveys out anymore. I think that's what pisses me off the most is the fact that they lied about. I don't know that they lied about it, but it's convenient that they asked us a bunch of information last year, and used that.
They proposed it more as like you were registering
Correct.
versus
Versus a survey.
I mean, yeah, because they want you to be
Gotcha.
honest and rat yourself out. But
Yeah. Damn.
I trusted
got
them
us.
again.
Can't trust the government, guys.
Say it again.
Can't trust the government.
Yeah.
God.
So we should do. So we just did this episode sober. We should do this episode hammered and see how bad it gets. Eddie will be screaming into the fucking microphone. I guarantee it.
I need to watch my drinking. I just get a little amped up. That's all.
What's your go? Do you have a go-to beverage, Jase?
Not really.
No, just whatever's
Just
whatever's
kinda
there.
Whatever.
My man.
Yeah. Right now, I've been drinking a lot of Rolling Rock.
Really?
Yeah.
Attaboy.
The old 33.
Oh, Dan, you were right. We had 41,000 last year.
What do you want? Okay. I know 5C has a shitload. That's like 90,000 or 80,000.
5C 70,000.
70, yeah, that's a lot. So, I don't know. Hopefully this trail camera thing doesn't work out. Or hopefully it does work out, but hopefully that it doesn't make its way into these bigger states. And if it does, I don't know. Do you think this is going to help or hurt hunting in Delaware, Jase, on public land?
I don't know. Like I said, I think honestly, it might hurt it a little bit for more people doing more disturbance in season, maybe moving around more, checking out more areas, probably causing more disturbance than there would be if people were just checking trail cameras and hanging trail cameras.
Yeah,
in my
because
opinion.
95% of the people checking cameras are headed straight for that camera. They're not
Yeah,
zigzagging.
you know, they're-
or-
Yeah.
And usually, if you're checking a camera in season, you're trying to be somewhat stealthy.
yeah, you're just
and
creeping
just
around.
Getting in,
You
getting
ain't-
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I did talk to a guy who lives in Delaware, and he didn't really seem to care too much. I want to have him on the. We're gonna have him on the podcast, but he didn't seem to care too much about the ban. And his philosophy from the short conversation we had. What I grasped was it's basically getting back to woodsmanship, and he thought that doing so is going to be better for the people who obviously have woodsmanship, right? So in his theory is like the deer hunting might get better because, you know, guys who just throw cameras on the field edges aren't going to know what bucks are there now.
That's true, and they've only really come into play in the last 20 years or so that people have
Yeah.
been using them. So if you were getting by before that, I mean,
Right.
it's not like you're really regressing that much. You're just kind of going back to the way you were doing it before.
Going back to the ruts.
Where the big boys play.
Yeah, I don't know. I've heard that argument, I guess multiple times too, but I still think people that are hanging cameras are still doing a lot of scouting, and I don't think a camera is, you know, taking away from people's woodsmanship. I mean, to say that like a camera kills deer, I mean, yes and no, but how many people are getting a picture of a deer and running out to the woods and killing it within 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah,
think
no,
that's happening.
I don't agree with that. I agree with you, Jase. I don't agree with that statement that, oh, like the trail cameras help people kill deer. I really think that that's very overblown. I don't think.
Yeah.
I've never done that. I find it hard to do that because most places where I'm running cameras and specifically cell cameras, I'm an hour or two away from it to begin with. So if I get if we're all sitting here bullshitting and then my camera goes off, what the fuck good does that do me other than, you know, the woodsmanship side of things where like, okay, I know what the wind was, I know what the weather was, I know what's going on.
Nowhere to be.
Yeah. But it's
Yeah,
not.
And then at least, I mean, if you get the picture, like you said, you still got to use your woodsmanship to know. I mean, you can know the deer's in the area, but you still got to know how to get in there and hunt them.
Yeah, it's not. They're not in a cage. They can kind of go wherever they want.
Yeah, it's not like it's like, oh, he's there. I can do whatever now, and
Yep.
he's dead.
Yep, deer's tied up to my tree now. Time to
got
go get him.
Got him.
Shot a net out when Pat snapped the
Put
picture.
a collar on it, tracker.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I've been saying I don't know the whole podcast because I really just don't know what to say. Where it comes from, where it's going. Hopefully it stops here. I have a hard time believing. I don't think any more states are going to make any changes now. You know what? I'm just going to shut the fuck up because every time I say something, it happens.
I know.
So we're just.
I mean, it's already been 2 this year, so
Yeah.
if you think about it.
True.
Just start being negative, man. Stop being
know.
so positive.
I should be. I should be really negative. Hunting on Sundays in PA is stupid. It should never happen. That was a test. We'll see if it works. But yeah, no. Hopefully it kind of peters out and people start seeing that they're just passing shit to pass shit. It seems like.
Yeah.
I don't know. How's your turkey season? Hard transition. I'm sorry.
It actually ended good. I finally ended up killing. I killed a jake the last 3 days till the end of the season.
No shit. Nice. Congrats, man.
Yeah, it was a pretty fun hunt. I mean, I'd been on birds all year. I haven't killed a turkey in 6 years, so I just kind of been on a dry spell. I've gotten close and just could never kill one. So, but I'm also not as big into turkey hunting. I mean, I go, but to say I go a lot would be a lie, I guess. I mean, probably every year I go more and more, but it was a fun hunt. It was a pretty far shot. It didn't seem after I shot him and I ran out to him when he was flopping, it was probably over 50 yards.
Ooh,
Oh,
shit.
wow.
20
nice.
gauge.
Nice. With a 20 gauge.
Yeah.
No shit. What shells are you using?
The Apex, the small town hunting blend.
Okay. That's like a 789 TSS blend or something like that, right?
Yeah. Let me see.
That's wicked.
I don't have the box with me.
That's
Yeah, they're pretty sweet shells.
That's a far poke.
Yeah. Use these.
But
But
It
it was a
worked.
decent sized Jake. He had a 5-inch double beard. The double beard was 2 inches. So
Oh, sweet.
no kidding. That's pretty cool.
yeah, yeah.
What else you got planned for the summer? Jase.
I don't know. Probably just. I was thinking.
Sorry, I wasn't sure if you knew.
Probably
what I was
not
talking to
much. Yeah, probably. Probably try to get more cameras out. I said I wanted to wait longer, but I just keep seeing people posting buck pictures and stuff. So I'm probably gonna. I only have a few cell cameras out right now. Um, Not in areas really where I'd expect to get a lot of bucks on camera at least. Just kind of been getting does and fawns. So probably in the next couple weeks I'll probably hang a few more, just to kind of a few private properties that I have, just see if any deer are still in the area that I have history with from last year, and then maybe check out a few public spots in the area.
There you go.
I've kind of been slacking.
So
Haven't really been doing much scouting, but it's been pretty hot. So
since we're talking about killing deer, fill me in on your arrows. I want to know about your arrows.
you're asking the wrong guy.
Oh, am I?
I'll tell you what I know.
Okay.
I'm not the arrow guy. I mean, I know some about them. They're the Exodus MMTs.
So they have small
the
diameter.
246 We have they were 246s, and then we're coming out with 204s.
Okay.
Here in a couple weeks, and those will actually be called the NISs.
Okay.
So they're a different arrow. But yeah, we'll have those coming soon too.
Cool. All right.
But basically, they're just like tailored built arrows for your setup. We don't have any we're starting to add more fletching options and nocks and stuff like that. But when we first launched them, it was pretty simple,
Okay.
kind of arrow design.
Yeah.
And kind of being in the industry, we kind of realized that people like to be able to customize their full arrow, different fletching colors.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we're gonna kind of be adding more once we add more.
Didn't even know you
Add
guys
the new
did it.
shaft to the website. Yeah, I think we launched it into last summer. So we're kind of just trying to grow that more and more. We went to, I didn't go, but Cameron and Lucas, we had a booth at TAC over the weekend. So just trying to expand the arrow market and get more customers there too. But it's been going well.
Cool.
Good. Hopefully that picks up for you. I know a lot of guys love, testing arrows and shooting arrows and
Yeah. I'm gonna look them up
futzing with
for sure.
arrows,
I
yeah.
want to see the details.
how much do they run a dozen? Do
Yeah,
you know off the top of your head?
Dozens around just a little over 200, I think.
And
Okay.
that's can you buy just bear shafts, or are they all pretty much customized, or how's that work?
I don't think we have an option yet to buy in bear shaft, but I think that's going to be something we're going to do in the future.
Okay.
But if people have reached out and wanted to buy in bear shaft, so we have done that with certain people. If you want to fletch them your own or build the front ends, we do build the front ends. Something different that we have is there's a 6-inch inner tube diameter or inner diameter tube inside the front end of the shaft just to kind of stiffen up the front end. So that's something we do. We build the front ends, and then you can get different aluminum, stainless steel, brass insert, and then, like I said, different fletchings and everything.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah, might have to check them out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think we pretty much covered this whole Delaware. I think we probably talked about it more than the people that made the decisions talked about it.
Yeah.
Jase, do you have anything to add or whatnot? Anything like Exodus, what you guys got going on? What you want people to do besides go buy as many trail cameras as they can afford and not get kicked out of their house?
Yeah, I mean, we mentioned earlier, the sale's still going on. That's 25% off store wide. So everything on the store's 25%. That puts the rival around $134, and the render would be $250 some after the discount. And that includes arrows discounted, and the code should just be year 8, all one word. But yeah, Exodus Outdoor Gear. I think we're also going to be at the Michigan TAC here this weekend too. So if you know anybody going there, we'll have a booth there as well.
Nice. That's a really good price for that rival.
Yeah, yeah, and they're pretty sweet cameras. I mean, I honestly think the quality is just as good as the render. I mean, they're a more simpler camera. I mean, you don't get the bells and whistles as the render, but for the price, you can't beat it.
It's almost kind of perfect for that run and gun public land guy where you don't really need all those bells and whistles.
For sure, yeah. I mean, they're super simple. I set one up the other day, and I mean, it takes 5 minutes and you have it sending pictures to your phone.
Oh, nice.
I mean, there's a QR code on the inside, so you don't have to type in all like the long IMEI and ICCID numbers and everything. You can just scan it and it puts it in, then you just pay the plan. Boom. It
Done.
takes, like I said, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So pretty simple, nice small camera. You know, you can fit a couple in a pack easily.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I love them. I got 2 of them and I love them.
Cool.
Yeah. Anything else, Jase?
No, I don't think I got anything.
Emily?
I've got
Hopefully,
Go ahead.
I was just say, hopefully we don't have to keep having these conversations.
Yeah,
in our state.
I want to talk to you, but it's almost like when you see your friend at a funeral and you're like, man, I really want to see you, but this is not how I want to see you.
Yeah.
This is how I feel. Like this is
Yeah.
like a trail camera funeral. This is terrible.
Yeah.
We should play the.
Sad.
No. I'd say play like the music,
Play
but I don't want to
tabs.
get too. Yeah, I don't want to get too into it. Eddie, you got anything else?
Just my normal negativity. This is garbage. That's about it.
Yeah. I hope everybody goes
Screw
out.
this band.
I hope the kill numbers go up in Delaware, because then it like proves the fact that trail cameras don't help you kill deer.
Well, actually, we want them to go down because then there's more people walking around disturbing the areas.
Yeah, but
Mm,
then that might. They're gonna look at the numbers though. They're not gonna give a fuck about what's going on in the woods.
True.
They're gonna say, "Oh, this."
Well, their one
exactly-
reason is all about what's going on in the woods.
True.
Sons of bitches.
Yeah, I guess it depends on what they're trying to push. Is how they're gonna view.
You could
I
go.
just don't even know what the end goal is here.
Yeah.
We could go round and round with
That's
this. In all
Yeah.
honesty,
How many Boone
Yeah.
and Crockett deer were killed in Delaware last year? 6.
I think it was 6.
Yeah, I hope they kill 12 this year.
In 10 years.
Oh, in 10 years they killed 6. Oh, I
per,
hope-
per whatever square mileage it was.
Okay, there's too much math going on.
the other. Well, it's not much.
Well, I hope it doubles. I hope the number doubles.
It's not
Yeah,
much.
that's right. 6 deer. There's 6 deer behind one oak tree in Iowa right now. Boone and Crockett's.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
And they're not even done growing yet. They're already Boone and Crockett's. All right. I got nothing. You guys know what to do. Satisfy that craving. Be wild.